Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. What else do you want us to say at this point?
Fire the fucking coaches. Fire the fucking coaches. Bradbury Slay, get off the fucking team. And thank you to the Philadelphia Eagles for ruining Jason Kelsey's final year.
You ain't kidding.
It's freaking. It's
Actually, maybe. Sorry. Let me fix the overlay. There we go. So it'll be easier to just read the messages.
And that's exact. And the thing is too. I would be less mad if they played like the damn Rams.
Quite honestly,
I'd be less mad. But no, you had a 16-9 deficit that you could have gotten a few stops after half and came back and won this game. But did you? No, you gave up.
No, absolutely not.
You gave the fuck up.
That really tells you
honestly,
that.
You know what? And you know what? Honestly, I agree with you guys. Nick Sirianni has to fucking go. They gave up on the guy.
And I'm not gonna be the person to say I told you so, because I had a feeling this was going to happen.
I'm eating, dude. You told me so. I'm saying it right now. I'm eating my fucking crow.
Because look, that's not me.
AJ was needed, but again, though, if AJ was there, would it be any different? No,
and right, you call
closer,
that shit.
But we lose.
Sorry, Tyler. I'm going to cut you. I don't want me to cut you off, but Rye, shit's an understatement. Let's be fucking real. That's a complete fucking circus. With a bunch.
It's a joke. It is a complete joke. There was, and I told you, and I knew going in that this was going to be bad. I'm like, watch, this is going to be like 2021, and guess what? I didn't even watch
fucking shit.
I didn't even watch the fucking game. I was watching Raw, Monday Night Raw,
and Tyler, look, I know I said that the Texans. Look, granted, the Texans are an AFC team, but look at how they play.
That's completely different. They're not even in our conference, so I don't even count them.
I'm just saying, but I'm just talking about the style of play that they do. Despite being in the AFC.
It's not the same thing, though. It's not. My thing, though, Rob, I compare two NFC teams to this. The damn
trust me, right?
The damn 49ers.
You ain't wrong.
Raw was definitely better than that shit show.
Even though let's be real, I was kind of wrong to say it was kind of meh, but
you're like, oh, it's meh. I'm like, dude, no, it wasn't. Raw was good, but anyway.
Well, yeah, but
you got to be fucking kidding me. Why can't we ever have a damn dynasty on this freaking team?
It's incompetent coaching, and the players don't want to execute. Plain and fucking simple.
No, it's the fact that it's coaching, one, and it's two, after a Super Bowl season, they always get the fucking hangover. They always get fucking complacent.
Because
it's annoying as shit. Oh, but injuries. No. I'm not.
We were probably the most injury-riddled team.
Ass. They're ass. The coach.
Here's the thing,
Tyler. The only one that even cares is Jalen. Maybe Goddard. Maybe Smith.
And it's kind of crazy too, the fact that this coaching staff has actually turned his team like
in 1 year. They go from Super Bowl contenders to a fucking circus.
Because quite honestly, I was called a complete fucking idiot because I think that I actually wish this team not make it the postseason just for our sanity purposes. And
honestly, I'm sorry. I was the one that called you that. I'm sorry.
Was that you?
It was me. I'm sorry. I wish they missed. Now that I think about it, after the game's over, I wish they missed. I wish they bottomed out sooner.
And honestly, I got to feel bad for Jalen. I really do.
And also Goddard, don't yell at your fucking quarterback. Yell at the fucking coaches.
Honestly, that should be the entire fucking players that need to get into the coaching spaces. Like, this is not us.
This ain't our level. And the thing is too, why do you think AJ Brown was so pissed off all season? Because
Bullshit
he
coaching.
knows it ain't them. He knows it ain't them.
Because we know what this team can be.
The
And
thing
honestly,
is, Aces and Hawkeyes guy, I agree.
let's see.
I saw this shit coming from a mile away. That's why I didn't even watch.
Well, it's
shit.
not, Tyler, it's not just that too, but also this tells us to last year, knowing that Shane Steichen was going to leave. Gannon, we all knew he was going to leave.
Here's the thing. I didn't even know about it because Brian Johnson. I'm like, all right, he did okay. Here's the thing. He's running RPOs and runs in college. What does he come here to do? Pass, pass, pass.
Well, and
Then
I've always said Nick's playbook.
we found out that this was really Sirianni's stupid ass.
And it's what's funny about that because you actually kind of pointed out, like I said, that really wasn't the problem. Maybe it was Brian Johnson.
Yeah, I was trying to defend Sirianni. I'm like, dude, we're still 11-6 on the guy. The guy we're buying in. They're buying into him. They're still,
It's
and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this right now.
And yes, for those who are wondering, I'm chewing a piece of gum for my.
You know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing? Drinking.
That's what the Eagles do.
Fucking drinking.
And it's sucked. Daniel,
And
let's be real. Sucked is an understatement.
Sucked? No, they played like a bag of shit.
And it's like
and
it is royal.
And let me finish my rant. Here's the thing. What really infuriates me is at some point in the season, they had the 1 seed.
And they got really
complacent. Let that slip. Oh, and then they made the wild card round. Oh wait, let's not even try anymore. When we get to the fucking playoffs.
It does not just that too. Siri also got AJ Brown hurt during the last meaningless game against the Giants. He got Jalen Hurts legitimately hurt twice.
He played AJ. He played AJ in the
He played most of the fucking starters.
Fucking idiot. He should be gone. I take it back. He should be fucking gone.
Because here's the thing. I've always said I could care less if we make the postseason, like say 3 or 4 consecutive years in a row. Well, what does that have fucking accomplished? Absolutely fucking nothing. You had a chance last year to win the entire fucking thing. The defense got complacent, got conservative.
Now, I blame that on Gannon wholeheartedly. Yeah.
And also, too, you got to blame Hurts, too, for that fumble, too, but that's besides the point.
But I solely blame that on.
But it's mostly on Gannon.
Mostly. The fumble would have been a complete non-issue if the defense played well.
And now
it's the entire fucking coaching staff.
It really is.
And don't give me. And
RC.
I tried to use this excuse already. And I came to think of it.
RC, you thought losing to the Giants is one thing. We lost to the fucking Jets. Let's be fucking real. This fucking Wilson.
Do you know what's even worse than that, Rob?
Losing to the fucking Cardinals.
Losing to the goddamn 3-win Cardinals late in the season.
Like, it's bad. How the I'm sorry, but
at that point, we lost to the Cardinals.
I say, you know where this is headed.
We saw,
the fact that Nick Sirianni got out-coached by Gannon. How, let that sink in.
By fucking Gannon, bro.
Now, honestly, if you think about it, this will stem back from the Niners game. We got fucking mollywopped, 42-19, I think it was, the final score?
At that point, I'm thinking, they're a little bit better than we are. I tried to play it off, like, whatever. It's quitting syndrome. It really is, man. It really is.
And if you watch the game, you could see how pissed off Jeffrey Lurie really was.
Whoa. After they got their backs blown out, by the goddamn 49ers. Shut up.
I'm sorry.
I had to get you laughing.
I'm sorry.
Had to get you laughing. But
sorry,
after they got blown out by the damn Niners, they quit. They completely quit. What's the use?
Very,
They somehow lucked out a win like 2 weeks later, and then they lost again.
quite honestly, we should have gotten swept by the Cowboys, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Definitely fucking. Dude, we should have been like at least a 6-win team this year.
Yeah.
5 or 6-win team.
Honestly, we
Like,
should have been 6-11 the way I've been playing this entire freaking year.
Trash. We've been trash all year. We got lucked out. Oh, for those 11 wins, we lucked out.
The only convincing wins that we ever had.
Either by no calls, Dak Prescott's fucking foot. And like
it's
other not factors.
Because it really is when you look at factor of everything. Even you saw. Look, I know you may not watch it, but there was a part of it you saw. Jeff Lurie was pissed, and rightfully fucking so.
Because it's every year with this fucking football team. Every year since he's owned this team. Every damn year. The only damn consistency that we've had was from 2001 to when they traded freaking McNabb.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only consistency we had. 2010 to now, we've been either mediocre or terrible. With 2017 being the lone time we were elite.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing too when you mention that, because people hold that over our heads like, oh yeah, you got your first win in over 60 fucking years. It's like, you got to understand that we don't count, and that's the thing too. Like, a lot of people don't want to count it, but
I'm done with that excuse anymore. I'm done with that excuse. I'm done with that.
Yeah, that's the same excuse I've been constantly hearing. It's like, first of all, that doesn't fucking mean anything.
Rob. I'm done with that excuse.
Trust me, you ain't the only one.
Oh, okay. But we got one ring. One ring.
Could have had two.
Had two. The defense sucked. And then this year, the whole team
actually sucked. If you think about it, we could have had three. If you think about it.
No, the first year we were coming up again. We were coming off a rebuild. But really, like, if 2017 we weren't in cap hell, we might have won 3 in that little stretch from 2017 to 2019. And then, but that was Howie's fault, cap hell.
Yeah.
2021 2022 he built up this team tremendously. We made it to the Super Bowl and we lose because of ineptitude on defense.
And
then this year, the whole team just decided we're just not gonna play well.
Not gonna really show up.
Not gonna show up. Oh, and then promise the fans empty promises all year. Oh, we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. We'll make the Super Bowl. We're gonna get better. When?
Exactly. And the fact that it's not just that too, Tyler. We're also pissed me about. Look, I'm not gonna call Sirianni the next Chip Kelly, but the problem that I have with him is like, I call him like an overglorified cheerleader. And people look like I'm completely fucking stupid. It's like, have you seen what this dude couldn't game plan? Like this, where the fuck? Like this scheme doesn't even fit. And you know it's bad that you have shout out to Keaton ability too. That if her son played,
3 fucking coaches suck. 3. And I'm not gonna say that excuse anymore. I tried to defend Patricia. I tried.
It's the same fucking scheme.
There's been enough goddamn weeks where you can actually implement your scheme. But no, we're just gonna keep using the size trash ass scheme.
And quite honestly, you could blame this all back to when we brought Fangio as a consultant. His fucking scheme is fucking flawed as like more than holes in Swiss cheese. And I really hate to make the food analogy, but you got to realize too, this concept has a shit ton of holes more than Swiss cheese.
All I've got to say is I'm done. I'm done.
This is why the 49ers play some more perfect football. No,
this is why the 49ers had they took the 1 seed from us. This is why they blew us the fuck out. This is why.
Yeah.
Because this team is pathetic.
And when you look at Arkham, trust me, I could use.
Am I doing well right now? Because I'm drinking beer.
Absolutely not.
But thanks for the well wishes,
But
Arkham Raider. But oh my God, we're in pain. We are in absolute hell right now
I'm
when it
just
comes to our football team.
disappointed at this point
I'm not. I'm
because
not disappointed. I am pissed. I've
I,
spent 20 something years as a fan, and it's been the same shit for all those years.
and Arkham, I know a lot of people want to see the Lions in the Super Bowl, but it's not going to happen. That defense for the Lions is absolute hot garbage. Because let's be real. And listen, and I appreciate that. And I'm glad that the Lions actually finally won something after 3 decades, but they're not getting past the
But
Niners.
here's the thing, Rob. They only gave up 23 points.
Still, but
They
that's
could have
still.
given up it easily if their defense was bad, giving up 34 to 40.
I mean, they've. I
Their
mean, look, I
defense
know
isn't that bad. Let's be honest.
it's just. It's not that great. And
Our
if
defense is way freaking worse.
quite honestly, I do think it is going to be Ravens and Niners. I'm sorry, but that's just how I see it. That's how I put my bracket. Even let's bro, I'm still kind of
Is he
pissed. I'm,
though? Because he always neglects linebackers.
yeah, but then at the same time, I don't think it was just him. But when Reed was here, he had a bit of a part in it too. When Reed was here, he always neglected linebackers and wide receivers. And now we're seeing, because I don't think Howie's the kind of guy. Well, not the kind of GM would neglect it, but if a coach like Reed,
Here's the thing, though, Rob. For the last, I don't know, all season this season, it's been get linebackers, nothing.
look, getting Carter was one thing. Yes, we did it. We need another
Getting
defensive,
Carter, great move.
but
Yeah,
we
you
didn't
need
really
help
need
on.
Noah's. We didn't really need another edge rusher.
We didn't need an edge rusher. We didn't need what else? But here's the thing. Yeah, he tried drafting linebackers in N'Kobe Dean. Oh, where's that guy at? Oh yeah,
Hurt twice.
twice. And even when if he was in, oh, he didn't do shit.
And honestly, and I hate to say it, I kind of really miss T.J. Edwards. Quite honestly, I miss T.J. Edwards badly.
Dude, I miss both of the freaking linebackers. I
And
miss most.
Kaiser White too. Here's the fucking crazy part. Have you seen how good Kaiser White played with Arizona with Jonathan Gannon? It's like, what the fuck?
But yet you paid, but
Oh,
yet you
don't get me
played.
started on the corners. Don't. That's a whole.
But yet you paid trash ass Bradbury and
Who got
Mister Big Play Slay. Oh wait, no play Slay because he fucking sucks.
freaking soft as a freaking marshmallow?
Oh, I don't want to tackle because I could get hurt.
I've actually saw fucking quarterbacks lay out harder hits than you.
Fucking stupid ass.
And not just that too. Yeah, fucking Kelly Ringo, who was a 4th-round pick, I think it was, outplayed Bradbury in a short sample size. Because look, I granted I always had my little bit of red flags with Ringo, but in terms of when he goes into man coverage, he's not bad. He's that. This is where
he's a man corner, but here's the thing. We need a zone corner.
We need that nickel corner.
Fucking Bradbury ain't it?
And first of all, Bradbury is mostly an outside dude, and the fact
even on the outside, he's ass.
Yeah, that's even worse too.
He should just retire. Him and Slipe retire.
I think just hang the damn.
If you guys don't want to get hurt so bad, retire.
Exactly.
This is a game of
and let the young
football.
kids actually take care of the work, because Kelly Ringo has showed no problems with that. Avonte Maddox, despite him having injury problems, didn't actually really play. Wasn't too bad in his return. I mean, and that's the thing too. And honestly, I think really how we started regretting that Buyer trade, because Buyer was just completely fucking ass. Then again, I'm really hoping I'm wrong if we bring a competent DC. And because
all I gotta say is nothing was gonna work under Desai's scheme.
no, it really isn't. And I
It
can see
wasn't
why
gonna work.
most Bears fans were warning us about him. Rightfully fucking so.
Rightfully fucking so. God was ass. And we tried to justify it too, like idiots.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. We are.
And knowing that he was, and what we forgot to really, that we neglected, that he was part of the Fangio coaching tree. And we know how bad that scheme is. I know that's kind of really beating around the dead horse, but you got to realize, and case in point, look at the Dolphins defense. I mean, they were okay, but they have a tendency to give a. Honestly, I would rather take. Here's the thing. I would like if you would say. Honestly, I would have no issues with Vrabel coming here. I really fucking don't, because Vrabel knows how to get it done. In terms, because look at not the last couple of years, but look at his first 3 years with the Titans. Consistent AFC style titles. Always has some good defenses. And yes, I know it was shocking to see him get fired. I just look. We're not saying we don't need that Jim Johnson defense back, but we need somebody to at least instill grit, discipline. Because that's the thing too. Like Desai's is one of those kind of guys. Like it's hard to you can call your bullshit with him. Then again, at the same time, you could probably just call the bullshit with a lot of this entire coaching. I think the only coach I think that does stay is Stoutland. You'll be fucking insane to get rid of Jeff Stoutland. I will be a madman if you do that. But outside of that, I mean, we think. And here's another thing too. Like this is how bad the drop off is. The Eagles against the pass defense last year were second in the NFL in pass defense. They were third against the run. Now this year, bottom of the fucking league. And both pass defense and against the run.
Yep. Yep.
And in terms of the offense, now, granted, the run was, even though let's be real, that's a whole other issue with some of this coaching staff. They don't want to run the fucking football, which, why? I don't get
What worked
it.
last year? What worked last year that made us a Super Bowl contender?
Running the football.
Running the football, RPOs.
We only saw
we neglected that all season.
Who was the mastermind behind that? Shane fucking Steichen, who had his own playbook, might I add, and took that to Indy. And look how and obviously they missed the playoffs because boy, that was embarrassing. But that's a whole other thing.
That was just because the guy dropped the ball and
yeah, I know that.
Like that. But they were close to making the playoffs. But they were better than they were the year before.
Yeah,
so he started a successful season as head coach. But when you have a guy, for one, how the hell was Sirianni so good at OC for Chiefs? How?
That was the Colts.
Or the Colts. How?
Lesser talent.
Tell me how. Probably talent.
And I'll say Carter. I think he's going to be defensive rookie of the year. I don't think it's going to be a unanimous decision because I think there's another guy. I think he's on the Rams. I think Kobe Turner. I think he's going to get some votes too. But I think Carter had a decent season. It's just with under the right defensive coordinator,
the team around him was just so bad.
Like they kind of handicapped him, and Cox could do so much in this.
Some coaches make great coordinators. Yeah, but how? But how does that even happen though? Because you're an offensive coordinator, you got your own playbook, and you're successful.
It's kind of funny.
It's the same playbook that he had ran in Indy. The reason why the other team is so shit.
And it's crazy as it sounds, from what I've seen in Nick Sirianni during his time with Indy, when I look back at it, it's the same fucking playbook he brought in from over India with much better talent and better quarterback play. And yet, we're seeing this result. And for me, and when we're looking for, And it's crazy because I never really talked about this, but I'm going to anyways. After we fired Doug, when we were looking at different candidates, I actually wanted Mike McDaniel over here because if we're going to have
But
a
here's the thing, though, Rob. Mike McDaniel would have been. It would have been bad. It would have been bad too. Because look at what happened this year. They shit the bed in the blouse too.
yeah, AJ Brown will be the X Factor, but the problem is Nick Sirianni got his ass hurt in that Giants game because of that.
Nick Sirianni, Brian Johnson, everybody. Oh yeah, you're playing. Suit up.
Honestly, get rid of the fucking assistants too, because let's be real, the assistants. And for me, I've always said if the coaches are not going to look, because first of all, tackling should be the look. I never, because baseball for me is one of my biggest number one sport, as that's my only knowledge. But the fact if you can't tackle worth a fucking try to tackle the greased up deaf guy from Family Guy, you know you got fucking problems. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm because how the Eagles tackle is like try to tackle the greased up deaf guy from Family Guy. Like you never go to.
Damn.
You cannot tell me that's what the Eagles can't do that. Case in point, you had Palmer go for 56 yards because Bradbury can't fucking tackle.
Yeah. Yeah. Bradbury really can't tackle. Slade refuses to tackle. The whole defense doesn't tackle.
It's a bunch of bullshit, basically. Because
honestly, I'm glad the season's breaking over. I really am. I'm glad. I'm happy.
I think a lot of Eagles Nation is
trash ass team for another freaking year.
Because for me, in terms of being an Eagles fan, look, I'm kind of different from anybody else. Because knowing that, yeah, the Eagles season over. Because for me, I'm kind of looking forward to baseball season because Sixers are going to do the Sixers thing. The Flyers, well, I'll give them a year or two because, well, they're still rebuilding and overachieving. But and it's funny because I know we're talking about different sports here, but I never recounted any times that the Phillies play like if the Eagles play like this. I know it's like
forget about last year, Rob, or this past postseason in baseball, or they didn't do shit.
Well, that was also not just the postseason, but also like the earlier in the season too. But that's the first half of the season. But that's besides the point.
That's just the first half of the season, whatever. But I'm talking about in the playoffs.
It really is really weird that now
you have to deal with this in every freaking sport in the city. Every sport.
Now, I'll be the only way I could ever be happy because if somehow, let's say, the Flyers somehow win the Stanley Cup in their first rebuilding season, I would shit a fucking brick. I'll be fucking happy for the first time in what feels like over a fucking decade. And now a lot of Flyers fans who know, and I want to reference that year.
But here's the thing. I will never be happy again when it comes to sports until my team wins the Super Bowl. But that probably won't be for another 30 years.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that we're never going to be a dynasty. We're
never going to be a dynasty. Every time we make a Super Bowl or we win a Super Bowl, the next year we always
get a hangover.
The freaking bread.
And remember, Phillies. Well, I won't say the Phillies weren't the same, but I would say there was. Well, I mean, could you really put them after the 2009 season, give or take?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they started the damn decline. They were
at a very hard decline,
and then the DS, and then they were just shit for 10 years.
Sixers were the same way for a while, and same with the Flyers. Because let's be real, all of our four major sports had to go fucking through it.
I do not count the Sixers because they were second round exits. Then they got their team blown up.
It's after the 01 season when they were in the finals.
They were still in the playoffs a lot,
but we're
no, with the Phillies and the Eagles, it's just been misery.
It really is.
It's just been misery, and majority of the Eagles.
Because for me, it's just like I know I've seen a lot of Eagles fans, like make jokes and whatnot about the Cowboys season. For me, I don't give a shit because because I believe in fucking karma. This is fucking karma for a lot of Eagles fans. Well, then again, I don't know.
No, this ain't karma for us. This ain't karma. This is just freaking normal for us at this point. Just normal. We always and this is why the NFL fan bases don't respect us as a team.
I mean,
Because every year we do this shit.
and it's kind of funny, and I even laugh at this too. The fact that I've seen a lot of I would say good 25% of the Eagles nation actually are want a not in terms of quarterback change, but actually looking for another quarterback. It's like, first of all, I don't want to go through that fucking bullshit again, because look what the last
No,
time we had
but
to go through.
here's the thing, though. They haven't won the Super Bowl since 2017.
And Arkham, look, I appreciate your optimism, but
I
you got to take
appreciate
it
it
from
too,
our
but I
perspective.
appreciate it too. But just making the playoffs isn't enough for us.
We want championships that actually
We
mean
we want
something,
we want more than one championship.
because I I've always given call to idiot, because looks like I could care less about making the playoffs if I want to see a Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup, or whatever the fucking case that may be. It don't mean jack shit, and this proves it. Tonight proves it, that the entire season was a complete fucking failure from the start.
It was a fail. It was a fail. And the thing is, what pains me about this team is that on paper, this is a Super
This is
Bowl
a top.
winning.
This is a
This
top.
is a Super Bowl winning roster.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, and good win by Baker,
And
because
and 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 Baker, I mean, respect to him. Respect to him
and
for
quite honestly,
putting it.
I'm kind of happy for he actually shoved it in the Browns' face and say, "Okay, you're going to treat me like trash. Here we fucking go."
He's back. I gotta say it. Baker's back, and I'm happy for
And
him.
we'll talk
But
about.
here's the thing. Back to our Eagles. Back to my rant. The fact of the matter is that ever since 2017, we've been so goddamn inept.
Yeah,
We had that.
I
We
mean,
had the one fluky Super Bowl year where we made the Super Bowl, and then we're back to being inept.
yeah, true, you can't win all the time, but you gotta look. You gotta look at it from our perspective as well. Because after we saw, look, it's nice that meantime, especially
But
us
the,
younger
but the
fans
Raiders
who,
fans are sick of their shit too.
yeah,
Raiders fans are sick of it. Buccaneers, they got 2 rings. Hell,
uh,
freaking the damn Giants have a. We're
to
the only franchise that
to
doesn't
have
have
one ring.
that. We're
But
the
then
only.
again,
Hold on, you cut me off there.
sorry,
Um, we're the only franchise in the NFC East that has 1 fucking ring.
and that's embarrassing.
And that's embarrassing.
And we've been around since 1933.
Yeah.
Put that into perspective.
Hell, the freaking Redskins, or
Yeah,
at the time the Redskins have a couple, who are now the Commanders.
yeah, and it really
The
is.
freaking Cowboys still won't shut up about their 5.
And that's mostly from the younger fans, because they don't even. But
The damn Giants have what, 2 or 3, 4.
I think they
I'm
have
guessing.
3. Or is it? Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah,
I
they
think
have 3. They have 3.
I think
We
Washington
have
has
1.
2.
We have 1. Washington has 2. The Cowboys have freaking 5. And we
Because
have 1.
it's kind of funny, because 3 of them came in the early to mid 90s, and a lot of people like me, Tyler, and a lot of other.
But put it in our perspective, Arkham. Let's say the Warriors won that 1 championship in 2015. They don't make it back in 2016. They don't make it back in
Or
2017.
2018.
Or 2018. Or 2022.
Yeah.
They don't make it back for another 20, 30 years. That's how we feel.
And trust me, we do get it, though, that your Warriors dynasty is coming to an end, because obviously they're getting older. I mean, look,
they've got what, 3 or 4 rings.
and you got guys who are going to be first.
We get our 1, and we haven't done shit since.
Yeah, I mean, and you got teams like you got the 9.
Niners are on the come up. The Texans are on the come up. The Lions are on the
On
come
the
up.
come up. Um,
The freaking Browns are on the damn come up.
yeah, that's
If we keep this damn roster and we get a new coach, watch them be 6-11 next year.
because
Watch
boy,
it.
and it's got. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do we have more losing seasons than we do winning seasons in our entire time as fans? Because I feel like we do more losing seasons than we do with Tyler.
I'm looking it up, man. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Because I'm really.
This is how inept we are, Rob. You
Oh,
ready?
is it really that bad?
We have 624 wins, 636 losses, and
I
27
figured.
ties. We've had 42 winning seasons, 44 losing seasons, and 5 having as many wins as losses.
I figured we would.
We're inept. We're inept.
And the fact that, and see, that's the funny thing. Too. I just pulled that just straight out of my ass. That was just, for me, just a bullshit statement.
It's
And
not
obviously the
bullshit.
numbers
It's
back it up
not bullshit.
anyways.
It's not bullshit. And it's sad. It's sad to me.
It really is sad for a team that's been around since the early 30s
And the
to
thing
have
is,
that type of
and am I
more.
grateful? Am I grateful to be an Eagles fan? Sure. They
Are we
gave me some
grateful
great
for one
moments
ring?
in the
Yeah.
2000s and the 2017 winning season. Sure. But they had more losing seasons than they had winning seasons. Do you know how freaking bad you have to have more losing seasons in your entire damn
You got to be hot
existence?
garbage in that for
Terrible.
that matter.
Terrible.
The way okay, if we want to put this into comparison with other teams, like just say like let's put this on the Carolinas' perspective for the Panthers per se. Look, granted they went 2-15, but try doing that. I would say around 40 plus times, give or
Try
take.
doing that 44 times. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Try going 10-6 42 times.
Or 9-8 or 9-7 for that matter.
Or try to go 8-8 5 times.
Yeah, it's not great, quite honestly. There's no because we got more values than we do peaks per se.
And that's the sad part of this damn franchise, man. And
this is no one.
And this
And
is
look,
no, and no way are we saying that we're not grateful to be Eagles fans. We love the Eagles,
but it's just
painful for us.
It's just pain and misery. Even especially to the older Eagles fans who are still with us or still are not with us. You know, a lot of the older Eagles. Yeah, and Arkham, trust me, you exactly know our pain.
You know our pain. But here's the thing, though, too. Like, I feel like we have it slightly better because we made the playoffs consistently and they haven't. But here's the thing. Like I said, making the playoffs and winning the Super Bowl is a different thing. And we want the different thing.
Because here's the thing, winning the Super. Because here's the thing, I've always said, no matter what sport you're into, and the fact that and I'll say this too, for those who are not sports fans, because trust me, I know this better than anybody because I've been in 3 or 4 championship games, and losing all of them, and ever since. And granted, we know we hate the Chiefs, but I want to see this from my personal experience. I know because this is kind of getting off top, but I want people to know what this shit feels like.
Like it's painful for some from people, but here's the thing, though: amateur sports and real pro sports.
I know it's different.
You're not getting paid for it. These players are getting paid for it.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying because I've been on teams where we've lose the title game, but we have not recovered. I would say the next one or
and the thing is too, that's what's painful about the Eagles. That's the most painful thing.
It really is.
And honestly, I'd rather take being 9-7 two times and 4-11 after winning one than almost winning
Yeah,
it
that's
and
true.
then never tasting a championship again. It hurts. It hurts.
It does. And here's the thing. Look, if you look at the players that, yeah, but
And I don't want to go back to that narrative. I don't want to go back to that narrative. Oh,
no,
well,
that
there's no
narrative.
always next season.
But if we do want to, like, say, get all the new coaching staff and stuff like that, the result is probably going to stay the same.
If we keep bum ass Bradbury and bum ass Slay, then we're yeah.
We're going to make it what, 45, give or take. If we either way, congrats to the Bucs. It's obviously they wanted more than we did. Quite honestly,
It's evident. It's evident, man. We gave up second half. Gave up.
yeah.
Howie Roseman, you better fix this shit.
There's
Slay, Bradbury, get off the team.
it's ridiculous, man. It really is. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks.
And you know what makes this sting more? And I said this early in our stream. I said this early. You ruined Jason Kelsey's final year.
It's not just that. It could potentially be Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham.
Fletcher Cox may go. Freaking Brandon Graham may go.
And honestly,
it's over next year. It's over. I don't see us winning past 4 wins. I don't.
I mean, we'd be lucky to even. First of all, we should be at least had 5. We should be at least. I mean, realistically, we should have been at least 5-12. I really hate to be that one dude, but
oh no, you're right. You're completely right because if you look at all our wins this season,
we could have been.
It was luck. It was luck.
And yes,
and we should have stalled this since week fucking 1. We barely won against a 4-win team.
And this is why to y'all haven't really seen much Eagles play-by-plays as of recently because it's not worth it.
Dude, I haven't watched a game since we blew it against the damn Seahawks.
Because the only it's
after that I haven't watched when before the game even started. I'm like, well, here's the day that we're gonna lose. And look, sure enough, we did.
It's like because that's a lot of what most, like me, Tyler, and most Eagles fans are thinking almost each and every week. Say, let's say, how bad are we going to either somehow scrape by the skin of our teeth, or are we choke? Now, here's the thing: I do think at times some of our wins we do get some help by the refs.
We definitely get help by the refs.
Look at Miami.
There was one time where an offsides call happened on us, or an offside.
When it was a clear false start.
False start, and it was a no call.
No, I'm sorry. No, it was a false start that got flagged, but it should have been a clear all sides. Jalen Carter fucking jumped like about a foot over the neutral zone.
It was a no call offsides, and their offense got a false start over it.
It was their center for moving his head, which you're allowed to do as a center.
He didn't even move, and we won that game because of that.
Or Tyler, how about this one? We never got a flag for any penalties during the Miami game. We blew them out 31-17. We could at least have 5 clear. Case in point, there was a PI should have been called on Bradbury.
That game was more so clean. I'd call that a win. That wasn't luck. That was a sure win anyway.
I mean, look, it was a sure win nonetheless. But there was some calls.
There was some play by the ref, but like that was for sure.
Because and then again, we know where the Dolphins lie, but that's besides the point.
Dolphins are But again, though, it's to the point where it's like most of those wins, only 2 wins were clean wins. The rest were luck or refs.
And in reality, we should have the same amount of wins as the fucking Panthers. If we're gonna be,
I think we should have the same amount of wins as The Patriots, honestly, 4-13,
Good Lord.
5-12, 4-13 or 5-12.
You ain't
At
wrong.
best, 6-11.
Now it's going to be interesting what we're going to see.
Oh,
Hopefully,
we're gonna be terrible next year. We already see it
like I said,
happen.
I got no hopes
I have no hope for next year.
until
None.
because
Unless you
look,
prove me otherwise, I got no hope.
and knowing that, look, I may be the crazy one, but if Howie doesn't fix this, I think whatever the next 3 years, he's got to go as the GM. I really hate to be that dude, but
You've had
there's
you've
a
had.
conversation that needs to be had.
I feel like he'll try his best to fix this because he he tried his best to fix it last year, but the defensive coordinator didn't allow them to win the game.
True.
But you got to be better at hiring coaches. Stop hiring trash coaches.
And obviously, stop having yes men in the building because I've always said if you have, and I think I posted on, I think I talked about this on Twitter.
For one, you fired. But here's the thing, though, too. Like I do see you guys' point. You're in Keith's point about Doug Peterson not being a yes man. You could have kept him. Yeah.
Exactly. I think this because I would think Hurts. I don't think Hurts would. I think Hurts would have at least. Well,
You know who the real problem was in that season that he got fired in? Oh, Carson Wentz.
oh yeah,
He was a bum. The defense. Whose fault was that for the defensive holes? Howie Roseman for overpaying on players.
mm-hmm.
That you had to get rid of because of cap. It
Sorry.
wasn't on Doug Pearson. Wasn't on Doug Pearson. Could have kept him. Oh no, let's fire him. Oh, let's get this guy from Indy who only calls pass plays.
And look how really well that turned out.
Doofus. The
And
run sets up
and
the
this is the
fucking
funny thing
pass
for me and
game.
Tyler because it's like, oh, let's give him, let's see what he can do as a head coach. Because deep down, I was not a fan of the hire because I didn't say it, but deep down, I knew this was not going to work out. And
Eating my fucking crow.
mm-hmm.
Fucking doofus is
And
that
look,
fucking coach. And this is
I
and this is on Howie for Howard and he's hiring these bum asses.
and look, I do have my outlandish takes at times, especially in terms of what like Nick Sirianni. And I know Tyler's got my ass on my ass on multiple occasions.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing I got on your ass for. Was not well. I shouldn't have gotten on your ass. I'm sorry for it. You were right on some of these points, but like the fire Sirianni, yeah, that part you got right. But part of it was like I don't like trust the team and or whatever, or like no, I'm giving up on the team. I'm gonna be a fan of somebody else. That's what got me pissed.
No, I decided I didn't really trust him going forward.
No, you were like, oh, I'm gonna be a fan of some other team. Like, well, you gonna be like that?
Honestly, I pretty much like you got for those who have not really and look, and rightfully so. If you want to laugh at us, laugh at us. We did it. We will
Laugh, because we're
hell.
laughing with you. We're laughing with you.
Oh yeah, we're laughing. Look, I know there's gonna be this. It's like, oh, you guys are being pessimistic. We have the right to be pessimistic because look at how this team has played this entire 17 game season.
Call us Negadelphians if you want, if you care. I don't give a shit.
The reality is we sucked. Defensively, we had the bottom tier defense. When on paper, as a top 5, top
You
10
had players
defense.
tonight fucking running into each other. That should not happen.
And you got rookies outplaying guys who've been in the league for over a decade, which is that in that self is.
All you have to do, all you really gotta do defensively is youth movement. If it goes bad next year, whatever. Get these guys improved.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't improve by year 3 or 4, then move on.
Yeah. Because look, I'm not. Look, I don't want to give up on Kobe Dean. I'm saying I'm going to give him like next 2 years. But if he can't stay healthy,
Just got drafted. I'll give him another 2 years, but even this
but if
year
he
he
can't
wasn't
stay
doing
healthy
anything.
in that 2 year time frame, then yeah, cut your losses with him
I'll give him like 2, 3 years. You know, like
because I think it's kind of harsh to really get because we don't because it's really kind of hard to tell where this kid lies because the dude's been hurt for the past two couple seasons. And yes, at times it's very unfortunate. It just comes out of fucking nowhere. But I mean,
yeah,
it's what you're going to expect in
but
football.
here's the thing. But here's the thing. If he doesn't improve within 2, 3 years, cut your losses. And also another thing too, Howie. If you wanted to compete for Super Bowl, why the hell would you draft linebackers? Why wouldn't you go and spend the money, get a linebacker or two? You know,
And
and
also,
why the hell would you keep Bradbury for another thing too, and not sign freaking what's his
oh,
face
oh,
Gardner Johnson?
who?
Gardner Johnson.
Well, here's the thing on that. Well, Gardner Johnson was more of a safety. And
I don't care. I don't care. Have him as a safety.
I think I also did play nickel too. I could be wrong. But besides that, I think this is kind of both on both. You can also blame Gardner Johnson. I mean, look, can't blame him for testing the market, and see what his value is. Because obviously the safety, I think that safety market during this past all season was not the best. Though he goes, I think he's going to we're expecting to let 20, give or take, just over slightly 20 million a season, and knowing that Howie's like, yeah, and knowing that Gardner Johnson.
But here's the thing, though. You could have easily paid him and got rid of trash ass Bradbury.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm sorry, sorry guys. When I'm stressed and pissed off, I like to chew bubble gum. Or as I think what dude would say, I like to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Well, you want to kick the Eagles' ass. That's what you want to fucking do. And I
Yeah,
want to do the
Paul
same
Duke
shit.
Duke basically. But
Fucking,
besides that, why do you think? Here's the thing, and go back to your point with if you want to compete for Super Bowl, look at the Niners. They know how to draft well, but what's the one position they actually do know how to draft well? Fucking linebackers. Look at Fred Warner. He does everything. Coverage, man-to-man coverage, run stuffing. Where the fuck? Obviously, we got guys. It's like if you want to put this into baseball equivalency, I call this like the bad news fucking Bears. I'm sorry, but that's the way how I look at
dude,
this.
we're even putting the bad news Bears to shame.
Yeah, that's even worse. Like, how do you get worse than the bad news Bears? I wanted anybody. I'm pretty sure people are going to be watching this on Twitter. Say, like, bad news Bears. What the fuck are you talking about? Go watch that movie a little bit. I know that's a fictional baseball team, but look how bad they played in that movie, and see how this Eagles team has played.
Oh, even in the remake, we had a kid in a fucking wheelchair.
Oh yeah, that was
He even played better than whatever freaking Eagles are playing right now, or they
you
played.
got outplayed by a. Oh, I hate to say this, but I just can't help laughing. It's like to see the Eagles get downplayed by a cripple in a wheelchair.
As a fellow cripple,
I know that's.
I approve of that joke. I approve of that joke because
that's still
that hits
that
hard.
still
That hits
can't
hard.
now. I can't get that image out of my head. God damn it!
That hit hard. That hits hard.
I can't get that image out of my fucking head. But like I said, I think let's see. I ugh, I don't know, man. Well, as a lot of Eagles Nation is like me and Tyler said, thank God it's over.
Thank God it's fucking over, and thank God I got that out of my chest, all the grievances, because I'm less pissed off now. I'll get over it by tomorrow, but like, Jesus.
It's because I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to be that guy, but sometimes I'm jealous of other fan bases that actually knows what winning football really looks like over the years. But it
Why do
really
you think? Why do you think I kind of envied the Patriots? Why do I think I envied the the '90s Cowboys? Why do I think I
Cowboys, the
envied
Niners.
the
Hell,
'80s
throw
Niners?
Baltimore in that mix too.
Nah, Baltimore, they don't count because they had too much space in between two.
Yeah, actually, well, that's actually true.
I envy the teams that have dynasties. Hell, I envy the damn Chiefs. You got our former coach and their dynasty.
Even though, kind of surprised. You know, even though I'm still kind of pissed, I'm still
And you know
kicking myself for
what
not
makes you
picking the Chiefs
pissed
in my
off too? You know what makes me
playoff
pissed off?
bracket.
But you know what makes me pissed off about this loss and the Chiefs are still in the playoffs? I still got to see Taylor Swift's ass.
Now that I can, well, that I can agree on. As
I agree with that too. That
well,
sentiment too.
there's a lot
Fuck
of
the
teams you can
Braves.
pretty much give the big F bomb. I mean, well, most of the NL East. That's pretty much. um, well,
It's fuck the Braves. Fuck the Mets. The
well, let's
Marlins.
bring the Mets.
The Marlins. We just feel sorry for them. Like,
Yeah, because let's be real. I mean, for a team that let's bro had an all time. Let's bro. When you look at the history of the Marlins, which
they got two. They got two rings by luck. Let's be honest. But
one
anyway, back
they
to
had one
football.
dude that
Back
was
to
it's going to be a
football.
first ballot Hall of Famer, and boy,
Back to football. So
I know, but it's
back to football
but
because at hand it's like, oh my god, bro. Like,
and as we said, it's kind of envious to see Cowboys Nation actually had no. Well, nowadays it's constantly paying for them every single fucking year, but that's beside. But if you go back to the '90s, hell, even go back to the fucking '70s, we had fucking Tom Landry, like a Tony Dorsett or a Roger Staubach winning you a couple Super Bowls.
and here's the thing too. We had a generational franchise quarterback at McNabb, and we only have one Super Bowl appearance to show for it.
Mm-hmm. And multiple NFC East titles, a couple division.
Multiple NFC East titles, multiple NFC Championship appearances. We lost every one of them.
And one of them to the motherfucking Bucs of all goddamn teams.
But here's the thing though. That game was closer than this shit.
At least like, I can go back to that.
At least they halfway
also
tried.
screw you, Rondé Barber. By the way, sorry I had to throw that in there.
But I don't count really 2002 because we were on the come up at that point.
Yeah,
we weren't there yet. But then 04 happened. We made the Super Bowl, lost to the Patriots,
and that was kind of the first time we've seen the NFC East. And it sounds kind of crazy too. Like this, and it's been going to be what's it 2024 now? It's been also going to be almost 20 years without a repeat champion since 2004 in the NFC East.
Yeah. And we had it. We had it too. We freaking had it, and we
and
lost.
To say, it's just like it's like, here, Dallas, take the division from us. We pretty much like gift drafted them the fucking division, and yet, in Cowboys fashion, they still do the same fucking.
And also, hey, San Francisco, here you go, #1 seed on the silver platter.
So basically, we get gift wrap two teams. We get gift wrap the Niners the 1 seed.
Merry fucking Christmas.
Was that before Christmas or the day, or was it way after
that
Christmas?
Was before. Oh, that was before.
Merry Christmas. Look, I think, and I really
somehow eked out a random ass win on Christmas,
which should not have happened.
Should have never happened. Should have not happened at all.
And that's going back to our point too. If you go look at our entire schedule and look at the wins that we had, all of them should have been. Most of them should have been L's.
But here's the thing: except for 2 wins, all of them are 1 score.
And those 2 wins came up against Florida teams, but might I add?
Not in
convincing fashion. That is.
One was against a Florida team. One was against the Vikings.
We also beat the Miami Dolphins. They're a Florida team.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. No, actually, yeah, we also did beat the Bucs 25-11 too.
Yeah, and 2 Florida teams and the damn.
Honestly, we should have lost to the Vikings on primetime, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ!
But then again,
it was terrible, dude. But really, yeah, the 2 wins were against Florida teams. But then again, we only scored 25 against the Bucs.
Yeah, And it's also kind of crazy too, because we all thought, oh, Todd Bowles is not going to be a good head coach, playing much better defense than we did. And guess what they do? Oh, look, they're going to fucking blitz and play man coverage. Who would have fucking thought?
But here's the thing, though. Even if we do blitz, nobody's getting home. We play a little bit of man, nothing happens. The defense is just so inept.
It's not just that. You got guys who are old as shit and sometimes can't even get through. And I really... And yeah, it's mostly an ineptitude. And also that the fact, too, it's scheming purposes. There's a lot of things that went wrong with this entire defense, quite honestly.
Oh, my God.
I look, to y'all, look, I would say at this point, call us a poverty franchise. That's what
We are.
what
We are.
and as we pointed out, we have more losing seasons than we do winning. That should tell you, and especially in the history of this franchise for the last 90 years, give or take, if I'm doing the math correctly.
1933 to 2024. I don't know.
Hold up. Sorry, our math's not our strong suit.
I got a C in that shit.
Minus
or a D in that shit.
91 years. We're almost a 100-year-old franchise and haven't done jack shit.
91 years. We have one ring to show for it. One ring. One Super Bowl ring. Because I don't count the NFL championship rings. I don't.
That's a consolation prize at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And honestly, how many the rings do the Bears have? One?
They have one too. They've been inept too. Since 85.
And I really hate to say this, quite honestly, they actually played, despite them being 6, 7, and 10, they played so much better football down the fucking stretch than we did. You know that's bad. You have this, I think in this 5-game stretch, they either have been competitive in that 5-game stretch compared to the fucking Philadelphia Eagles. That is embarrassing. You have a franchise that's older than the Eagles. Let's probably have an in front ownership. That's a whole nother story for another day. And yet, who do not have the weapons as the Eagles do, not the best offensive line, and yet they still play better football and much better goddamn defense. Explain that. I'm sorry. If you're going to have a teams like Chicago, now granted, they're not great, but they show signs of fucking improvement compared to the Eagles. That's a whole fucking, it's like taking
15. We take 2 steps forward
and like 20 steps backwards.
We're taking like 30 steps back after.
That's like, what the fuck?
It's like, come on.
There's no consistency.
None. There hasn't been a consistency since before 2010.
This is why we always get laughed at, and rightly fucking so.
There hasn't been any consistency since before 2010.
No.
None.
It's a bit up and we're okay. So if you put this in baseball terms, we're like the fucking Boston Red Sox. It's like up, down, up, down, up, down.
We're practically doing fucking push-ups.
Pretty much, if you think about it. I just
we're so bad, bro.
Bad's a fucking understatement. I'm glad this shit is.
And the thing is, though, we're laughing so hard. We're getting to the point where we're getting crazy that we're laughing through their pain right now.
Thank God that. Honestly, I'm really thankful that I didn't do a lot of Eagles games this year because, good Lord, I'm gonna want to be breaking shit. I'm gonna have a broken hand.
Dude, there's been a few times where I'm like, my intrusive thoughts were like kicking in, and I'm like, that's pretty much. Should I throw something at this TV? No, I just got this. Holy shit, what's going on here? Like,
yeah, I know.
I to the point where I want to throw shit,
and it's like, no.
And I'm like, I just got this TV. I don't want to throw shit at the TV.
And yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Like, we're going mad over here.
dude, do you know who you actually freaking sound like right now? This is the stream right now is like the football version of fucking crispy flakes right now, bro. How
Huh?
mad we're getting. How we're laughing.
I'm sorry, would you?
We're basically the football equivalent right now with the crispy fucking flakes, bro. The streamer,
Oh, yeah.
that freaking mad ass motherfucker because of the
God.
damn Pistons.
Mm,
And we're laughing through the freaking pain.
well, luckily, technically, you covered the drinking part. It's like I said, I've been enjoying the Eagles fan at times. And the other times it's like
At times, it's fulfilling. Like 2017, I'm grateful for that freaking season. But and last year, I'm grateful for last year, even though we lost. But then we have seasons like this, and it just hurts.
I mean, shit. And look, I don't want to reference 2020, but the fact that we went 4-11-1, and that one time, might I add, was to the crappy Cincinnati Bengals, who also took, I think was that 2019?
No, 2020, before that season, they took Joe Burrow.
Oh, that's right.
But at that point, Joe Burrow was a dog anyway, so it wasn't really like a bad tie.
I still can't believe we fucking tied with them. That still rubs me the fucking wrong way.
We could have easily won that game. We could have easily lost that game, but we didn't do either.
You ain't kidding.
But
And this is what we're saying. There's years where
the painful part about this, Rob, is that we've been this inconsistent since 2010.
It really is.
And it hurts. It hurts.
It hurts like a motherfucker. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It really isn't. And I know Jalen, I think
eventually, shit continues to just spiral. I don't expect Jalen to even stay here.
And I wouldn't blame him either. I really wouldn't. Because no matter who we get in here, they just somehow never pan out. But when they go elsewhere, they just seem finding success elsewhere. It's like, I mean,
the only time Howie got it right, he somehow fucked it up with his ineptitude by trading half the fucking team because they were in cap hell, and that was when he got Doug Peterson. He got it right with that guy,
and he got a really good result out of it.
We were Super Bowl champs one year under him.
Yeah, and then 2018 comes around. I think we were first round exits. If memory serves me right.
We won the wild card by luck somehow. Freaking double twink that bitch against the Bears.
Oh yeah, almost 5 years to that.
And then we went toe to toe with the Saints, but then we lost on an Alshon Jeffrey drop.
Even though let's they had him in the bread baskets.
But again, though, like we couldn't really blame them because it was like, dude, one bad drop ain't gonna kill you. You won us the Super Bowl last year.
Mm-hmm. And I get his and I feel bad for Jeffrey when he dropped that. It's like,
I felt
damn.
bad for him too. He was crying like, dude, I let the city down. Like, no, you didn't. You won us the Super Bowl last year. You didn't let us down. Whatever. One bad drop.
And granted, yes, but at the same time,
But granted, we also thought that the next year would be better and be back in the freaking Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Another 9-7 season. First round exits there.
And we get Jalen Hurts in 2020 in the draft.
Went 4-11-1. Started Hurts for like 3 games. He was
hot garbage. And
he wasn't garbage. He was not garbage. He was meh.
Even though it's kind of crazy. Even though I do have his jersey, I will go on record and say, I actually did not like Jalen Hurts coming here, and I told Tyler about that.
Initially, I didn't either.
What?
Because again, we thought like oh, it's the offensive line that's an issue, and her, Wentz was hurt last year. Why did we get him? And then 2020 happened, and we're like, oh, now we get it. Now we
And
get why.
reading here and seeing reports that Wentz was acting like a complete fucking bitch, but that's a whole another story for another day.
And you saw it throughout the season too. Like he in press conference, he was being a bitch,
mm,
and we're like, yeah, we know why. We know why.
like Wentz, the best way to compare this, like Wentz has like changed his teams like he changed his underwear. Yeah, I know I hate using that analogy, but it's funny as shit. But you got to realize, like the dude's on what he went with Eagles, Rams.
It was Eagles, No, it was Eagles, and then it was the Jags, I
No,
think,
Colts. That's
or
what it
Colts.
was.
Then it was the Colts. Then
Got
it
the
was the
Colts.
Commanders, and then it was the Rams.
Yeah, four different teams in the span.
And then now he's on the unemployment. Now he's on the unemployment line
Again.
again, or
Talk
for
about,
good because no other team wants to pick him up.
and quite honestly, me and Tara told us too. If he didn't tear his ACL, things could have been all. Honestly, I think things could have been a little bit different
He
per
didn't tear his
se.
ACL in 2017.
I think we still would sort of won a Super Bowl nonetheless. It's just the
And
one
if he
thing.
didn't tear his ACL, his career would have went a little bit different. But then again, it's like,
Could the result, him, his character issues, kind of still be there?
I
Well,
think they would. I think they would because it's the same thing with Bradbury and Slay. Ever that result, they went to the Super Bowl. They just like, all right, whatever.
like
They
they
made it there. That's all. That's all that counted. We
let's
we did make that.
we're gonna be running around,
Let's just
and
not try
that
anymore.
really rubs me the wrong way. And I hate to be look. This is my biggest stickler for that. But if you don't try, and probably the biggest games, then pack your bags.
Mm-hmm.
And I even put this to out too. Both need their contracts terminated. It's like you've been in the league long enough, and mostly say, and granted, I mean, he did kind of waste most of it in Detroit, and boy, and how they were, and
But
yeah,
here's the thing, though. In Detroit, he was consistently good, but they weren't making the Super Bowl. But he was consistently good. He comes here. He has that monster 2022 season where they made the Super Bowl. Now he's going to get complacent all of a sudden.
yeah.
And then
I
he
don't know.
wants to.
It's really
And then he
weird.
wants to delete his social media because fans are going on about him. You're such a bitch, dude.
I'm sorry, but it's just like, granted, and this is the thing too. Sometimes I kind of really do miss older Eagles football, and yes, you really can't do that anymore because of player safety, and rightfully so. It's like it's kind of funny that people say, "Oh, the NFL's getting soft." No, not exactly. It's like boy, it's and they and I think me and Sarah talked about this on the One All Star Sports show a little bit. It's like the concussion thing. Well, that's because if that was not really what's the word I'm looking for here? Hello,
I
brain, work with me here. Holy fuck! And I just lost it. Fuck! God damn it! Where's that? But then again, I should tell you, I got no fucking brain cells left. That's what the Eagles would. It's like
dude,
the movie.
I have no I have nothing else to say. I don't. I didn't watch the game, but I was hoping things would get better so I could actually turn off Raw and turn the game on. And I kept hearing a lot of crappy shit that was snowballing through the entire season happened in this game. And now they're out.
Yeah, it's
And I just kept watching Raw.
and like I
So
said, I didn't really title the thumbnail, but the thumbnail, when you look at the thumbnail, the image speaks for itself. It's pretty much that stuff. I look at
do you know what the thumbnail is, guys? Do you know what the thumbnail is, folks? That's the score. 32 to freaking 9.
Mm-hmm.
Final score. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Yeah, pathetic players, pathetic clip. except for Jason Kelsey, obviously, and Jalen Hurts. DeAndre Swift, I can't call him pathetic because he's barely even used. And the receivers. Everybody else, pathetic.
It's
The coaches, pathetic. Get off. I don't even want to see your faces. Get off the team.
honestly, I don't think.
And I was the biggest Sirianni defender all season. I am a doofus. I will admit that.
I think
Sirianni, get
most
off
of
this
us
damn
were
team.
because of that 2022 season.
Sirianni, get off this damn team. Get off. Bye.
And yeah, look, Tyler was not the only one that called me an idiot. I've actually had wrestler Eagles fans on Twitter call me a complete, like people say, "Oh, based on what?" It's like, first of all, the dude got that was a fluky, what 14-3 season last year, give or take. When in reality, when you look at this team, and yeah, do we have the talent to be 14 wins? Sure, but at best, at times we're at 12 or
But
13.
here's the thing, though. Was he really calling plays last year? No.
No, it was Shane.
It was Shane. Shane should have been the head coach for Philly. He should have been the head coach for Philly.
And that was not the case.
No. Oh, good job, Sirianni. You helped us get to a Super Bowl. That wasn't him.
That was Shane.
That was Shane.
If you go back to 20,
do you want to know the real? Do you want to know the real Sirianni? Look at this game, but look at 2021 before he took and gave the play calling duties right to Steichen. They were 2-5.
Boy, and yeah, we're kind of
2-5.
I think Tyler, I think you got on my ass about that. It's like, yeah, this season's done. I remember you got on my ass about that.
You were like, but here's the thing, though. I didn't get on your ass about anything.
Or
we both agreed at 2-5. Yeah, this
like,
season's a wash.
And then ever since I got on that hot streak, it's like, oh, son of a bitch. And we come to find out it was Shane Steichen running.
It was Shane Steichen.
I was like, I'm thinking to myself, maybe they hired the wrong dude as the head coach. And now we're kind of paying the piper, so to speak. Because look what Shane has done with Indy. Granted, yes, he lost Anthony Richardson to a hurt shoulder, but look at the talent disparity between us and Indy. Offensive line, well, actually, I would say the Colts offensive line has been better as the last few years, as of recently. So I'll give the Colts that. Wide receivers, yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. Oh God, who else did you have? I have no fucking clue.
I don't.
Now running backs, you have Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor as your 1-2. I gotta give that to the Colts. And I love Swift, but I think Taylor's a bit of a better running back than Swift, and I hate to say that.
But again, though, we haven't seen much of Swift all season.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm putting Taylor over Swift, because at least Indy knows how to use Jonathan Taylor without himself getting hurt. And you also have Zach Moss, who's your nice number 2. And who do we have for number 2? Oh yeah, Kenny fucking Gainwell, who for some reason this coaching staff has an obsession with. And the fact that the only times he ever gets that Swift ever gets like 20 plus carries was games like Minnesota, like especially the first half of the fucking year where he's got like 19, almost 20 touches a game. But as soon as when Kenny Gainwell gets in, it's like, yeah, we're going to see the touch drop. Plain and goddamn simple. But I got nothing else to add. It's after 1 a.m. I'm tired. I'm done with this. It's getting to the point where enough is enough. If the Eagles don't do nothing, then I don't know.
We're done with mediocrity. We've settled with mediocrity for the last 10 years. Done. Done.
It's bullshit, for lack of a better
For not even
term.
the last 10 years, the last 13 years. Done.
And it's bad that the Eagles have been. And last final thing before we get up out of here, and you know it's bad if we've been mediocre for 13 years, more than what the Phillies have done. Let that sink in. It's and look, I give the Phillies a lot. Some of the Phillies shit a bit too. Don't get me wrong, but the Phillies. Look, I know we're comparing apples to oranges here. Yes, two different sports. But we look at the timeline, I guess you could say, with the meat of
But
where these
here,
teams became
but
mediocre.
here's the difference. The fire Sirianni thing, I get. You saying fire
Yeah,
Thompson?
trust
That's
me,
what
no,
I never get.
I'm a complete idiot on that
I'll
part.
never get that shit.
But I'm not coaches aside when you look at the comparison, but look at the kind of the time frame that these two teams have become in the city, might I add, for their mediocrity. You had Philly, you had a couple, you had the Eagles in 2017 going to the Super Bowl. You had the Phillies in 2022 go to the World Series. They both, well, I know that's like a 5 year difference.
At least the Eagles in 2017 actually freaking won the shit.
That, you know what? You gotta give them that.
I would compare the World Series loss to the 2022 Eagles. Make the Super Bowl, lose.
Yeah. Also, that's a good point because remember, both teams lost in the fucking big games,
In
and
the same fucking year.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
I was pissed. I was pissed.
I was
I
like,
was pissed.
I'm thinking to myself, like, is this fucking real?
Now, here's what happened. Here's what happened. This is the craziest year ever. Was 2022. Eagles make the Super Bowl, lose. Phillies make the World Series, lose. The freaking Union make the MLS Cup, lose.
Lose.
Flyers had a shit season, so we don't even count them.
Yeah, it's
And the Sixers, they were always second all freaking X's, so it's like whatever.
until they prove us otherwise, but that's besides the point. Yeah, it really is mind boggling that, quite honestly, we should be called the city of mediocrity because that's kind of what we are.
We are city of mediocrity. That's it.
Us, it's pretty much us in Chicago. Well, us, Chicago, Carolina, and Arizona. I would say the
No, Carolina is not even mediocre. They're just bad. Bad.
yeah. I mean, you got the Hornets and the Panthers, but that's
Chicago. I don't really count them mediocre. They're just bad too. The Bears.
I mean, at least the Blackhawks are actually doing something, and the
Blackhawks
Bulls
are okay.
and the Bulls are just there.
The Cubs are okay. The Bulls are bad too. So they're bad. They're bad. I don't know what city would be mediocre though.
It's, I mean, what, Phoenix? Because right now
Phoenix. Not Phoenix. Because again, the Cardinals are 3 and they went 4 and freaking 12.
even though it's kind of where they play in Glendale, but that's a whole another story for another day.
That's why they call themselves the Arizona Cardinals.
It's really hard to tell. Put a. I mean, I guess you could say Las Vegas. I mean, with the Raiders, they were kind of meeting it. Well,
the Raiders are bad too. I don't really count them.
That is really hard.
We've been constantly. What pains me about Philly sports is every team, they constantly make the playoffs, but they somehow shit the bed in whatever damn round they're in. And
it's mind-bogglingly ridiculous. But like I said,
we only have 2 rings in our lifetimes, 2 championship rings in sports in our lifetimes from that city. 2008 and 2017. That's it.
And it's also crazy to think about it too, because my grandparents have seen 2 championships in their lifetime: the Stanley Cup in 1975 and the Sixers 1983 championship. That's
no, they've actually seen 3: Flyers, Phillies, Sixers.
Well, I'm talking about in terms. Well, overall, yeah, they've seen 3. But when you look at it in the 70s and the 80s, is what I meant to say.
It's 3.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot the Phillies won in 1980. What the fuck?
It's still 3, bro.
Oh my! I'm sorry. I'm so pissed off. I didn't think of that.
Still 3.
Oh my lord! And also too, it's also 1 in the morning. I got nothing else to add. I need to go to bed. I'm tired. Luckily, it's
Thank
my
you.
3.
Thank you, Jason Kelsey, for a hell of a career, and screw you, Philadelphia Eagles, for ruining my night.
Yep. But outside of that, if you guys new, you should like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
We are out.
Peace.